Welcome to my X-Tank build for NIOH 2, you spinning bastards. This is still an early game build, but it is best used at the end of second region and onwards. I advise farming second region and first, if you have time, to get some levels, because this build comes to life at around level 40, but you can also play before that with some restrictions. At the end of second region, dojo missions are unlocked that, after completing them, unlock further skills in skill sections. You might think, seeing my level and missions that are in third region that I'm showing you, that this is some kind of a mid or late game. NIOH works in such a way that by completing story for the first time unlocks further difficulties, and this is true NIOH, not the first difficulty. Although first difficulty is probably the most fun. In this video I will focus more on explaining how to play this, because this is where key lies in how to maximize the efficiency for this particular build so that you can do things that you see on screen. Let's start with gear, stats, skills and so on, and after that I'll explain all the mechanics. Two primary stats are stamina and magic. Stamina is for X and to reduce equipment weight. Some heavy armor sets, after putting enough point into stamina, can improve agility, and magic because we are gonna use some spells to boost our survivability. You're gonna need more points into strength than I have in this video, but it all depends which set you are gonna go for. Couple of points into dexterity are very helpful because we are gonna use couple of ninjutsu things, and also distribute points between constitution, heart and courage to increase life, ki and ki recovery. All important things, but stamina and magic being the primary ones. At the beginning of the game try to level up magic as fast as possible, because these spells are a lifesaver. Best guardian spirit for this build is Masaru. Anima charge bonus from cumulative damage is really nice, especially when we are fighting enemy after enemy, and we get increased attack through Amrita absorption. Two soul cores that I'm using are Yatsu no Kami because of the damage potential that this bloody thing has, and another one is Yoki because of anima bonus that we get through Amrita absorption. Set that I'm wearing in this video is Demon Horde. It fits the best, but unfortunately it is pre-order one. As of yet I don't know if this set drops in the game. Honestly, there is no set currently that fits this build, at least not so far that I've seen during the early game, so I went with this one because of the faster ki recovery through Amrita absorption. But the other bonuses are nice as well. Other sets that I could recommend are Mikawa set from third region that gives you increased ki and ki recovery, and also Trident this one that gives you increased attack through purification. In the first region there is set called Sohaya that fits alright with this build. Other than that, there is Principal Governor in the second region that gives you increased life, which means increased survivability. And the last one in the first region is called Shinto Priest. That fits probably the best, because it essentially gives you unlimited usage of sacred water. You might think that 35% is not much, but trust me, sacred water drops frequently, and by having 35% chance to not have it consumed upon use is amazing, especially during early game. We are faster ki recovery whores with this build. We want it as big as possible. Other bonuses are great as well. Only problem with Shinto's set is that you're gonna have to upgrade it through soul match option at the blacksmith to wear it in second and third region if you plan on wearing it then, and that is quite expensive. It costs a lot of gold to do so. Besides using soul match to increase the level of the sets, you can also try to find smithing text, and if you're lucky then you can craft it for yourself whenever you want by using the forge option. You can use any axe that you want, but try to temper with it to get mid and high stance skill ki reduction bonus, and also mid and high stance skill damage. Those are the best ones that you can get, at least during the early game. From Shifling Tree we definitely need Yokai Within and the Dark Within. Both of these decrease penalty to our ki recovery when we are in Yokai and Dark Realm. Another very useful upgrade here is called Special Finesse that restores almost all of our ki when we perform burst counter at its maximum level. I would also advise going for Lichkin to restore some of the health, just upgrade it to maximum level. From Ninjutsu Tree we need couple of things only. First one is Hemlock Broth that puts paralyzing effect on our weapon. Then we need Ninja Tool Mastery to increase our ninjutsu capacity without the need to put points into dexterity. Poison and paralysis resistances are also nice. Two optional things that you can go for are Power Pill and Quick Change Scroll. From Samurai Tree definitely go for Damage Boost Magic and Damage Boost Stamina. Other than that, go for increased life. From Omnio Tree we need Protection Talisman. Protection is unlocked by doing Way of the Omnio Adept mission after all story missions in the second region have been done. It is the key spell for this build that helps tremendously in tougher boss fights. Without it you're gonna have problems, and that is why I have suggested that you start playing this build at around level 40 near the end of the second region. Before unlocking Protection you can use Steel Talisman, but it is not as good as Protection. Next thing that we need is Extraction Talisman. We get lots of bonuses through Amrita Absorption. We get faster ki recovery from Demon Set, we get increased attack through Guardian Spirit, and we get increased anima through Soul Core. Problem is that when fighting bosses there is no Amrita. Bosses are solo, so no one is dying. That is why Extraction Talisman is very useful, because it enables Amrita absorption every time we hit an enemy. Next thing is Life Leech Talisman. Self-explanatory, we gain some health every time we strike an enemy that is under the effect of this talisman. I would also advise going for Pure Mind that increases Yokai and Dark Realm resistance. Last thing that we need is Weakness Talisman. From X you gotta rush Mad Spinner and Mad Spinner number 2. These are your priorities. Next to that you need Heaven and Earth. We are constantly going to use these two. They are both extremely good, but each suits different situation. Other crucial things are Adamantine and Battle Focus. After that, only thing you need are blue nodes that increase damage done when we are at 30% health, reduce damage taken when we are at 30% health, and increased ki recovery when we are at 30%. Some other nodes grant other bonuses like increased damage when at full health, increased damage when dealing damage from behind, more ki, and so on. Alright, so how to play it? As I said, Heaven and Earth and Mad Spinner are two things that we're gonna use constantly. Mad Spinner is very risky move because it depletes ki quite fast, even with all the buffs. That is why we are gonna use it only when we have essential buffs active. These essential buffs are Adamantine, Battle Focus, Protection Talisman, and Paralysis from Hemlock. By putting weakness on any enemy besides bosses next to all of these boosts, Mad Spinner kills everything in most cases in one full spin. Human enemies will block it, but that is okay because they are going to run out of ki and then we can grapple them, final blow or whatever, to quickly finish them off. Against human enemies, Heaven and Earth is better than Mad Spinner, but you can combine both to great effectiveness. When we lose Battle Focus buff, which is the most important buff for Mad Spinner, then we do Heaven and Earth whenever we can, as long as Protection Talisman is active. I would also suggest to try to combine mid and high stance. So when you are done with Mad Spinner or Heaven and Earth and you see attack coming, switch to mid stance to block it. That way you're gonna save some ki and then you can switch back to high stance to use Heaven and Earth, or stay at mid stance and use Mad Spinner from there. Mad Spinner can be used from any stance. Honestly, it took me a long time to figure this out, that I just can't use Mad Spinner all the time because that is gonna end in quick death. Heaven and Earth proved to be more valuable than Mad Spinner, but when combined these two are absolutely fantastic. Oh yeah, by the way, I suggest having cold troops from Ninjutsu Tree. They are really helpful because they apply slow, which makes enemies an easier target for mad spinner attack. Sacred Water is also fantastic, even if you're not wearing Shinto set. Third region boss spoiler ahead. Now I'm going to show you full process against a single boss. This is the thing that we need to do before every boss fight. Now on to the process. If you have apply Sacred Water, then go Protection, Extraction, Hemlock, Adamantine from one stance, then switch stance and apply Battle Focus so that we have 2x buffs active at the same time. Before or after the fight starts, apply Weakness and Life Leech on enemy. Wait for the enemy's attack so that they are closer to you and in better position to get hit by full Mad Spinner spin. Start spinning, and after the spin ends you can either go for one more if you have full ki or immediately switch to Heaven and Earth. Remember that after Battle Focus has ended there is no reason to use Mad Spinner anymore, unless enemy has been paralyzed. In that case, wait for ki to recover and do more spins. It takes a lot of practice to master this, but when you do so, this switching between Heaven and Earth and Mad Spinner, you're gonna be unstoppable. When we are spinning or attacking enemy with Heaven and Earth, we leech both Life and Amrita, thanks to Life Leech and Extraction Talisman. I've already mentioned that we get various buffs from Amrita absorption, but also our anima fills up quite fast with this build, so we can use Snake whenever we want. Make sure to reapply Protection Talisman whenever it is down, because this is mostly what's keeping you alive, next to Life Leech. Anyway, that would be all. I hope I explained this well. But just in case, I'm gonna leave you some footage now so that you can check it out in case if you are still confused how it all works. That's all. Thanks for watching and see you soon.